We're in one of my students' classes, and the class is titled Outdoor Survival. And the lady comes on the video, and she's showing all of the students how to hold their compass. And she said, you've got to hold your hand out flat, and your compass has to be flat on your hand. North and south is never going to be straight up and down. It's got to be flat on your hand to work, okay? Anybody else? You? No? Okay. Anybody? No? Okay. The earth is flat. We don't use an equilateral compass for an earth that's round. We don't use equilateral compasses in airplanes for an earth that's round. Okay? The earth is flat. It's flat. Okay, I love you though. Okay.
Oh, but I know the sun is 93 million miles away because of a cartoon I saw on History Channel. But did you see what NASA posted with all the solar flares coming out of it? It's clearly a giant nuclear reactor in the void of outer space. Do you realize how you sound? Seriously. Look, the sun is clearly local. It is not 93 million miles away. That's why you can see the sun appearing to set and then the horizon line is behind it, because the sun is small and local and it is moving overhead, just like all of the stars. We can prove that the Earth is stationary, but we cannot prove that the Earth is rotating. All of the stars are rotating at 15 degrees per hour, creating a full 360 directly over us every single night. And the sun is also moving overhead. Let's see, east to west? Yeah, east to west. That's how you can see the horizon line behind the sun. Because the horizon is not a physical horizon, but simply the limit of how far your eyes can see. Because our eyes see in a fashion to where everything converges into one focal point. Parallel lines in every single direction converge into one focal point, and then you can no longer see past that point. So if we were zooming around the sun at countless speeds and then hurtling through outer space and moving in 5 different directions at once, then all of the stars would literally look like chicken scratch. That's the thing. Just get yourself a nice Nikon and zoom in on the sunset that apparently set below the horizon, and then you can see the sun again.
NASA spent $25 billion to put a flag on the moon, but forgot to pack a telescope to photograph Earth. The Van Allen radiation belt should have fried every astronaut, yet somehow film survived perfectly. Stanley Kubrick filmed 2001 the same year as Apollo. Coincidence? The shadows don't match. The flag waves in no wind. Wake up.
New ground rule. Don't talk to me about the shape of the earth, because it doesn't matter what I say, somebody's gonna get pissed. Okay? Do I know the shape of the earth? Yes, I do. Do I know why they turned it into a big, huge freaking argument? Yes, I do. But at the end of the day, everything that was done in the dark has to come to light, so eventually it's going to clear itself up. So, we'll just wait for that. In the meantime, what I am more worried about than the shape of the earth is why every world leader agrees that nobody's allowed to go to Antarctica. So what's in Antarctica? That's what I'm more worried about. I don't know. Any hoodles. Okay. Love you, bye.
So this is official footage of the River Nile from the International Space Station. Anyone else see anything fishy here? Well, I certainly don't, because I trust NASA action. What does that translate to again in that other language, if you remember what I'm talking about? And what's with the usage of the fisheye lens all the time, too? I mean, is that just for, like, optics to make it look cooler, or is there a strategic purpose to that? Now, side note, did you know that the NASA's Johnson Space Center has one of the largest indoor swimming pools in the world? Astronauts train there in neutral buoyancy lab to simulate weightlessness. Simulations. I'm sure this is absolutely nothing, though.
Stop. 11,700 satellites roam the Earth.
Yeah, then
Show me at least one, guys.
Wait,
please.
Wait.
Show me.
Oh my gosh, the flat Earth, the thing that kept me up all night.
Me?
Should we start with that one? Remember, I told you I had a Earth thing that bothered me one night when I woke up.
Guys, this is called ADHD.
No,
Yes.
I don't want to forget this one. Yeah, I probably have it, but I don't want to forget this one.
Open from the inside.
No.
The door to my restroom is more
Bro.
heavy than this shit.
Jesus Lord.
Jesus is Lord.
You want to know what happens when you go down the conspiracy theory rabbit holes? You find out some stuff that's really grieving. They've had free electricity for over 100 years and haven't told people because they've suppressed it. The government has literally captured the patents so that other people can't reproduce it. It's that bad. Once you learn the political corruption, you start going, well, what else? It never ends. Like if you knew that there's medicine that doesn't have side effects that can actually heal you, you would no longer be a customer. If you knew that there's free electricity, you would no longer be a customer. If you knew that certain foods are poisoning you and causing you to get on the hamster wheel of needing medication that doesn't actually heal you, that you would no longer be a customer. Everything is about sucking stuff out of you. You know the movie The Matrix where everybody's hooked up to thing, bro? Like, I'm not trying to be crazy. Bro. But like, it is kind of like that. Like, the more I look, it's everywhere, bro. Once you start to see the fence around you everywhere that they've built so that you can only go so far, you start to realize that it truly is a prison and they're attempting to push it even further. That's why there's a war on information. They don't want the free exchange of ideas because that threatens their stranglehold on your dependence on them.
Now, I do believe that at one time there were giant trees, and the Devil's Tower is a remnant of that. Now, can you imagine how big this tree at one time could have been? Because even it being a stump right now, it is 867 feet tall. Lots of people theorize that this is just a form of something volcanic. So why does it look like tree rings magnified 1,000 times? Because to me, this is just a petrified tree stump. Because why is it so hard to believe that we have living trees this big, but at one time we had trees that were more amazingly bigger?
We're told that on July 20th, 1969, President Nixon made a phone call to the moon. His voice from a landline in the White House was relayed through NASA's massive ground stations, then beamed across 240,000 miles of space, straight to the lunar module on the moon. And they say that was possible because Earth had the big antennas, the powerful transmitters, the technology. Fair enough. This is a visual for a comedy song, by the way. We do know the official story. But now think about this. How did the astronauts send their voices back? The moon is the same distance from Earth. Radio waves don't care which direction they're traveling. They still suffer the same loss over distance. That's basic physics. It's called free space path loss. The farther a signal travels, the weaker it gets. And with the moon that far away, the signal would need to be incredibly strong just to make it back to Earth and be heard. But up there, the astronauts had no massive dish, no high-gain antennas, no high-powered transmitter. just a tiny, manually aimed antenna, barely more than an upside-down umbrella, and a few batteries powering the whole lander, less power than a household router. And yet, we're told their weak little signal punched through 240,000 miles of space, hit Earth, and came through clear enough to be heard, and even broadcast live on television. No dropout, just perfect, clean audio and video. But that doesn't add up. Same distance, same physics. But somehow, one side needs massive infrastructure, and the other can do it with glorified walkie-talkies. If it takes all that to send a signal to the moon, then, by the laws of science, it should take just as much to get it back. And they told you to forget the laws of science and believe that the power was only needed one way. But we don't. We don't believe that. And in there lies our problem with the whole thing.
I'm going to show you how time works. See that? That's New Zealand, Australia on each coast, India, Madagascar, South America, or South Africa, east coast of South America, and that's where I am. Okay? New Zealand, one coast to the other coast of Australia, India, Madagascar, South Africa, east side of South America, and that's where I am. Okay, now you see this dotted line? Okay, see these black lines? Well, that's the moon, represents the moon. Okay, Earth has its own months. It has 13 months. Okay, the 12 on the clock is the sun. Okay, then these will represent the moon. Okay, and you get 13 of them. Okay, that's the Earth's calendar. Okay, not the 12-month calendar. Okay, now you see that dotted line? See that dotted line right here? Okay, that's where I am. That's when the sun's closest to me. Now, for simplicity's sake, I'm on the Tropic of Capricorn. This will be the winter time. So that's this one. Okay, see where it is? Okay, I got it at the same location. So just for simplicity's sake. Okay, at this point, the sun is closest to me. Right here. Okay? So now, it's moving over. So it's now 1 o'clock my time. Still going. See, this is your morning, and this is your afternoon. Okay? So it's almost 1 o'clock my time. Okay? So as the sun moves, it's calculating. See now, take a look here. See, at almost 1:30, 7 in the morning in New Zealand, they're starting to wake up. See, and as it goes on, that's how that works. So once it's 12 o'clock there, on one coast will be Australia, 8 in the morning. See, at that time, see right here, it's starting to get dark on me right here. See, that would be like 5:30 in the morning. That's when New Zealand is in the afternoon, okay? So then as it goes, there's the other end of Australia. India, so when it's 12 o'clock in India, east coast of Australia is getting dark. And the sun's rising here in South America. It's 8 o'clock in South America, or South Africa. So when the sun starts rising, see, it's starting to rise here. And there's the 12 o'clock going on. It's constant 12 o'clock where the sun is. Madagascar, it's 8 in the morning here. It's still dark for me. So now, see, that's how it works. So then 24 hours goes by. Bang. So that's how it works. That's how time works. You got a beam of light going down. The rest of this is dark. It's that beam of light. That's what's happening. See, time is what's created by Earth, the sun. Months are created by Earth. That's the universe's time. Okay? The sun is Earth's time. That's how that divides up. Now, if you look over here, see where the sun is? I can't see right here. Let's see if I can see that, okay? Did you see that? It's moving. That's where it is. There's 12 o'clock. 1 o'clock is the last one. That's where the sun is positioned in the sky. That's where I see it. So you can see where I am. So if I did that, so, you know, if I went, so I'd be 15 degrees. I'd be like 15 degrees right there. A little more. If you use a fist, that's when you extend your hand out, that's 15 degrees. That's 1 hour from the sun, like that. That's how you tell time by the sun. Yeah. So that's basically how it works. That's how the sun goes around. You see, and these dots, that's your full moon. Every full moon's on the Tropic of Cancer. And all the new moons are below that. So when the eclipse occurs, where I am, the moon, well, the sun's going to be up here. And the moon's going to be back here. It'll be on the Tropic of Capricorn. The moon does not play effect in the eclipse. It just doesn't. A lunar eclipse, it doesn't either. Separate. Everything's separate. Yeah, so that's how your time works. Yeah, I think that's good enough, eh? You get the idea? Okay, my high noon and world Earth noon, okay? Everybody has their own high noon as the sun goes past you, okay? Okay, great. I'll leave it here.
The Flat Earth map dates back over 1,000 years. This map is credited to being created by a Persian astronomer. His name was Al-Biruni and he lived between 973 AD to 1048 AD. It's the official map of the United Nations and also the United States Geological Survey. It used to be present in many places before the creation of NASA and the Antarctic Treaty in 1959. Here you see it with Admiral Byrd. This map has been restored by Dmitry from Russia with suggestions of mine, Eddie Alenkar. Known by my YouTube channel Flat Earth Banjo, I asked Dmitry to include the Bermuda Triangle and Point Nemo, a place deep in the Pacific where NASA buries rockets. Then Robert Tozzi, a professional mapmaker, came along and enhanced the map even more. There are many people now selling this map online, but if you could order it from my online store, I would greatly appreciate it. Visit my online store now and order one of the items. I humbly thank you.